Okay. Okay, snack has been eaten. Notifications are out. Okay, fish cannon confirmed working. Beautiful. Okay. Wow. Hello, everybody. There's a fierce battle over in the YouTube. Why? Really? Really? This is how we're starting today? Really? Really? Anyway, there's a fierce battle going on over in the YouTube land.
Did I get
How
you?
curious. Listen, denizens of all lands, please behave a little, right? What's happening? No, I told you, it's a fierce battle. Is that a Jacqueline? Hello, Jackie. And also... No, okay, hold on. No, listen. We are here to be comfy and chill, okay? Rioting is like quite the opposite of that. Anyway, hello everybody. It's Tuesday. We made it to Tuesday. And I know I said I was doing gaming on the Okay, well clearly I am the one that would like comfy, chill place to hang out. But it's fine. Can we get a shout out for Jackie, please? This amazing, sassy vampire fights with all her heart, does the thing, will dazzle you, is very spicy. Very good bean. Will never admit it because has to maintain the street reputation. Is a fabulous bean, very kind, but will never admit it. Bots being laggy, that's all right. Even now, she tries to bludgeon me to make me stop speaking the truth, and yet it does not work. Anyway, so on the schedule, I know it says that we were supposed to play games today, but listen, I had this idea. No, not that. I had an idea. Well, I mean, okay, sometimes maybe, but okay, listen, I had an idea for another picture that I have to illustrate the thing. We gotta test out listen, we did an art experiment yesterday, and I really liked it. So instead of never doing it again, we're gonna try to do the same thing that we did yesterday. Really like practice. We're practicing. We're doing another one, basically. Teluxwax's description is just pain. I mean, listen, you are literally bludgeoning me to the ground, right? Not of the word. Yes, correct. Also, hello. Oh, we should do some hellos. Let me scroll back through. But yeah, welcome everybody.
What's this?
A subscription old enough to drink legally. Happy 21 months of sub, Isla. Random lovers.
Just says goodbye. I mean, I could make a farewell thing, but I don't see that being quite as useful. Probably. But yeah, we're doing more art today. Also, Jericho, oh my goodness, thank you very much for subscription and for that's a long time. Seriously, thank you. I very much appreciate all of the subscriptions for all this time. Thank you. My dude, listen, you say these things, and it's like you're deliberately trying to make me look bad. Can you not? It's a redeem, my guy. That's literally the...
Hello.
Hello. Red War Machine, thank you very much for the fish. I very much appreciate it. The violence, the accusations, what is even going on today? Are you guys good? Am I good? Have I had too much caffeine? Okay, so listen, for Sunday, when we were doing the cooking stream, we were gonna flavor a bunch of the creme brulees with stuff, and there was like, I got like coffee, instant coffee, and we didn't actually use it for the cooking thing. So I'm like, you know, I may as well drink it. And then I've had maybe too many cups of coffee today. I feel very, you know, just kind of like. So anyway, we're fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be calm. We're gonna be chill. We're gonna totally not be bouncing off the walls. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Was the creme brulee actually good? I did like it. So here's the thing. I don't actually have much of a sweet tooth. I actually thought the creme brulee was too sweet. It had a lovely like savory flavor with the crab. Like it did. I baked it with the crab in there, so it did have crab flavor. But then it was too sweet. So like, would anybody else besides me like it? I have no idea. Did I like it? Yes, I did. Like Fry from that episode of Futurama. I haven't had anywhere close to that amount of like coffee, but here's the thing. Normally I don't drink coffee. More art, yes, YouTube land denizens. Oh, dinner menu's in for today. Hold on. Black beans and rice. Yo, that sounds really good actually. Everything you make sounds good. Share food. A sweet fang. Wait, I don't have a sweet fang either. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm trying not to bounce off the walls, but I might have had too much coffee today, perhaps. It's just normally I just drink water, which is like peak adult beverage because, you know, you gotta hydrate yourself and blah blah blah, and water's very boring. So I'm like, you know what'd be good? Coffee. And then I'm like, I'm out of coffee. And then I was working on stuff and I'm like, you know what'd be good? Not water. So then I had another cup of coffee. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have this issue. Those who drink coffee, raise your hands. Do you drink a lot of coffee? How many how many coffee is too many? Well, I don't know yet. It becomes new water. Wow. Listen, I'm waiting. It's probably going to be like a couple of days, and then my body's gonna be like, you know, I'm really used to this coffee thing. And then we don't get this, like, the rush. You don't get the rush anymore, you know? 1 pot per day. How many cups of coffee is that, though? I do still need to do the hellos. We'll do that here in a minute. But hello, welcome in everybody. You drink how many cups of coffee at the office? Oh, switch to decaf? Hobnob. Snack.
Fish.
Fish. Sorry, thank you very much for fish. So yeah, the Naomi art from yesterday. We're basically, the plan is, I want to practice being able to do illustrations like that. So we're gonna be doing the same thing today. We're gonna redo what we did yesterday. We're gonna try to figure out, like, because we were largely experimenting. Okay, so we need to think about what we were doing yesterday and then try to do the same thing with a different picture. That's gonna be the stratagem for today. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Phoenix, hello there. Glad you could make it today. Midlight, welcome in, you fabulous bean. Kyron, hello Kyron. Fabulous mod, welcome. We got some violins, we got some... The Anonymous. Look, hello there. Glad you could make it today. Red War Machine, thank you again for the fish. Jericho, hello. Glad you could make it today. Soren, hello. Rayster, you fabulous bean, welcome in. There we go. Soren, thank you again for the fish. There we go. We're all caught up now. We did actually get to end result yesterday. So I posted this at Dev Team because yesterday we were drawing Naomi from Love Sucks. If you look over at this poster right here, this game that we're making that I get to make with some fabulous beans, right? I posted this at them and they're like, oh. Like if somebody does the big eye redeem, that's the expressions that I got. It was pretty great. And then they were like, oh, but you know how yesterday I was like, there we go. They were like, oh. I really need to put a cooldown timer on that. But they were like, oh. There we go. So anyway, but then yesterday I was like, oh, I forgot the like glowy cracks in her horn right there. And they were like, Isla, I'm sorry to tell you, but you forgot this one. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably add that. The battle of the big eyes. Which one will it land on? Who knows? But yeah, today, I have another concept for a thing. We're gonna work on that today. It's gonna be great. It is the Vine Boom, yeah. Character sheets are important. So you say that. I literally opened a reference. I looked at it and I'm like, do I want to add this? This was like very close to the end of the stream where I was like, do I want to add the glowy horn thing? And I chose not to because I was being lazy, but I do feel like I should add it because that would be, you know, very good. Maybe we should do that today as like a warm-up and then we could go through the file and like see what all we did. Let's review, shall we? There's two things that we need to do probably before we start on the new peak tour that I have in mind. Okay. So, one, we need to review what we did yesterday, just to make sure that we are doing the thing properly. Second thing, I'm gonna be drawing a bunch of flowers today, and we gotta study the flower and see how it actually works. That's thing number 2. Character? I hardly know her. Okay, Soren, you want to level up the joke? Listen, you want to level up the joke? You gotta do what Jackie does and be like, character. I hardly know her. You know, you gotta pause. You gotta pause. Exactly. But anyway, let me switch over to the thing. Let me go to this corner. Oh. Glacial Nova, hello there. Glad you could make it today. Okay, so yesterday we made this thing. Okay, so how did we do this? That's what we gotta ask ourselves. So let's peel away the layers. Give me a bit of a snack.
Potty.
Well played, Soren. Well played. Thank you for the fish. I will eat them all. They will be delicious. So yeah, this is what we did. So what exactly did we do? Well, this first one is chromatic aberration. If we zoom in closely and look at like over here, you can see it just adds like more focus around her face, which is like the main dealio, right? Then we have a blur as well. That just simulates camera like focus length, I suppose. So like this hand is at a focus, the focal point, the face is in focus, so all of the things in this picture are meant to make you look at the face, and it's a lot more dramatic that way, right? So we have chromatic aberration, we have like depth of field. What's this button? Okay, that's just everything together. Okay, so then we have a bunch of fiery effects. Very nice. We have a bunch of layers, but really the thing that we gotta Thank you for the head pats. So really the thing that we got to worry about, we actually have 2 screen layers, and I also have paint. I also painted over this just a tiny little bit to clean it up a bit. So we have an overpaint layer. Let's label this, why not? Overpaint layer. You're also going to become purple layer. So we have that. We turn that off. We have 2 screen layers. And then we have a multiply layer. So we just set, this is local color. We have multiply. But what we did on this one, we have some gradient work, and then I also have several different colors in the same layer. That's interesting. Okay, so you got it? You guys, you taking notes? You got it? Okay, so then we have different screen layers. That way we can have a nice saturated color there. Very good. I did do some paint overs like here. I think we have some line coloring as well. So that's good. I guess we really painted over the eye, didn't we? Look at that. Wow, wow. Okay. And we have some effects. Then we'll have the blurring and the chromatic aberration. There we go. All right, we got it. You got the system. We got the system. Okay. Cool, cool. You forgot your pencil to take notes? That's okay. Listen, you can just watch the VOD back. All the VODs are up in the YouTube land. There's videos, which is actually just ASMR things. And then there's a live tab where you can find all the VODs. If you need to go back and take notes, there it is. Only every 3rd word. Listen, that's 1/3 comprehension. You're almost there. You almost got the whole thing. Okay, do you want to see what we're doing today? Bam! Look at that. Wow. It's not Naomi. It's Jan. Wow. Wow, wow. So we've already kind of figured out how to draw attention to Jan, but what I want to do is I want to add a bunch of flowers so we can have cool flower petals. We're gonna have, we want flower petals to also be whooshing around, making like a rhythm that goes like this, you know, kind of reinforces the arrows right at her face. That's gonna be the plan for today. And then I think in the background we're gonna have, it's gonna be very light, but we do need some shadowy stuff to also reinforce the focal point. That's gonna be our stratagem for today. Got it? Normal about the perspective and angle? Very good. Am I gonna do a full set of these? Listen, if I plan to do a full set of these, then I will be like, oh, it's work, and then I will stop doing it. So let's say no, and then we'll see what happens, yeah? Is there gonna be a test? Yes. Well, but actually no. This is more like a test for me. I want to test my coloring method and theory and make sure that I got it, you know? We're still in, this is art experiment step 2, where we are redoing what we did. We want a cool result like this, but with a different illustration. We're gonna change stuff up. It's not gonna be quite the same, but it's hopefully still gonna work very well. What? No. Listen, it is fierce. It is fierce. It's fierce. Pop quiz PTSD is. Oh no! Listen, fine.
Hey,
You got
Emma,
me.
you
I
should
am
say.
serious. Very fierce. Bam! There you go. Proof positive. Alright, so step one. We gotta figure out the flowers. So let's make a new, canvas. We're gonna sketch some flowers. I gotta figure out how these things work. So why is the title of the stream Queen of the Night? Well, there's this flower called Queen of the Night, and it only blooms, you guessed it, at night. And it's a very interesting little flower. So just vaguely glancing at the reference, we've got like little pointy looking flowers like this, and then there's like these little wispy things like this. Who knows what it said? You know exactly what it said. Listen, my smug face after the redeem, you should know that it was the I was very fierce one. Obviously. Lantas, hello, hello. Glad you could make it today. Okay, so this is a very interesting plant. I'm trying to look at how it is connected to... It's like weirdly like a hanging flower. So like the leaves for this are like big long things like this, and it's like a hanging flower, and then randomly there's just like so we can do a lot of cool stuff if we have like leaves and like hanging flowers and stuff. Oh, there's a picture of it connecting. Actually, the weaves look wavy. I can talk. The leaves look very wavy. Why? Why do they look wavy? They look like so they have the center part of the leaf, but then they actually look like they have like ruffles. That's interesting. My redeems are too loud? Okay, hold on. Was that the crab rave or just all of them? Because we can turn those down a bit. Let me take it down another decibel. Hopefully that'll be better. All? Okay, I turned them down. Yes. Hello, hello. Kakabaka, hello there. Glad you could make it today. Volume's better? Okay, thank you for letting me know, everybody. Okay. So we have that. It looks like the vine for the flower actually does something like this. There's like a little tiny pot here. Then it has the little wispy, spindly bits. Then we have the flower actual. Does it have thorns? I think it does. Like little thorny bits right there. Not like big thorns. Hello. Curious. Okay, hold on. Let me find another picture. Oh, that's lovely. That one has thorns. Okay, so they do have thorns. I think this is a different type of plant, though. Squints at reference pictures. Gumpy, you troublemaker. Hello there. Glad you could make it today. Oh, you did a workout today? Ayo, let's go. Absolutely amazing. Fabulous work. I woke up and then had a nap. I'm sensing a pattern. Maybe I need to sleep earlier. Maybe. Okay, I think we kind of understand how the flower works, like connected to the plant. So what about the flower itself? What kind of shape do we have for the petals? Because it looks like they're kind of like pointy at the ends. What's in the middle? What does the middle of the flower look like? It's actually got these little fuzzy bits. At least that's how it looks. It's like a big flowery fuzzy bit right there, and then the petals are like these stabby looking things. It's kind of like a rose and how many petals it has like this. That's interesting. And then it has the little spiky bits that go around that. We could do some interesting shape language stuff with this. I like that. Okay, you got it? You guys got the study down? Don't get too thorny. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. What's sleep? I have a fairly consistent sleep routine, yeah. I think my issue is just bad sleep. I don't know. Didn't sleep until 3? Oh no. Oh no. Just sleep better. I know, right? It's so easy. Just rest better. Shocking. Okay. Let's go back to this one. Okay, so let's figure out. We've got hair, we've got this one. Let's actually lower the opacity on those layers. And let's look at the flower chunklets that we have here. And let's see, what do we want to do with this? I do kind of like this. Like, we are setting this up fairly well, but what we want to do is use the leaves to help to frame character, right? So if we have, like, a spiky thing, like, right here, with some, like, leaves. Yeah, I think that would work very nicely, actually. Okay, so we've got that. We need to... I want to have, like, a giant one right here. Let's see. Probably... You would see this side of it, mostly. Maybe a little bit on the inside. See a little bit of the little fuzzy bit on the inside right there. Gotta figure out how would the flower petals look, because they're very pointy on one end. So if we keep that in mind whilst we draw some flower petals, I think that would do a lot.
Hello.
Night Vulture, hello there. Glad you could make it today. 6 hours? I mean, maybe. So apparently 7 to 8 hours is like normal amounts of sleep, but some people need more or less than that. So it depends. Is 6 hours of sleep enough sleep for you? The packing and cleaning. That's a lot of packing and cleaning. And you got sunburned? Oh no. Listen, do you have time to rest between all the packing and cleaning? 10 hours of sleep? That's a lot of sleep. But if that's what your body needs though, right? Okay, so something we want to do. Let's make sure that we have like dark leaf here. So what we're trying to do is set up a foreground, characters on the midground, and then we need like a background, right? So if we have this here, and then we have other flower petals like through here. And then I think we need... this is all very messy, so we're gonna get rid of that. Let's see. I want another, like, smaller flower, like right here. And then we're just gonna have a bunch of leaves. No, not that one though. I don't like that one. Okay, so does this look like a continuous line? Not really. So how to make it look? And add a small little particulate, few more little leaves probably through there. Maybe some bigger like petals through here. That way we can actually have a line that goes through here. And then I think we want one that does like this. So some of these do not work. Is this too close? That might be too close. We might need to move that, actually. Maybe like here. Maybe that would be more what we want. I wonder if this S curve... Actually, if we add more flowers... like here, which... yeah, I mean, you gotta, right? You gotta. Hello, hello. Thank you. Guys, we got a first time chatter. Could we get some more welcomes in chat? You only get 3 hours of sleep a night? Wait, really? Okay. Okay, Raster, listen. You can't just go spreading lies to first time chatters like this. Okay? I'm not a villain. Nor am I the C word. It is fierce. It's very fierce. Okay, so we basically need to take this shape over here and we need to figure out how to make... let's see. I probably don't need to draw this on Vorpal. Let's see. How to... we have the flower like facing away a little bit. We're right there. Okay, let me ask you a question. If I were a cult leader of some sort, why would nobody listen to me? No, I'm sorry, your logic is flawed. That's not how that would work at all, actually. Also, no cults. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. No cults. But yeah, welcome in. Okay, you're technically correct, which is, I guess, the best kind of correct. But it feels like that's not how that should work. I don't know, man. Gamble Tramp, hello there. Glad you could make it today. Okay, so we got some flowers, got some stuff there. I'm wondering. I don't know that I like. So I was showing you the like S curves that I have for like the flower petals are going to follow this specific pattern so that they will guide the eyeballs like to the correct place, right? That's the stratagem and why we are trying to plan out where things would go. And this curve off the end here, that is the wrong layer. Let's not do that. Okay, so this off the end here does not actually work. We need to basically make a bunch of circles and like spirally shapes that point at her face. That's basically the stratagem here. So I think we actually need to move our flowers and the petals so that they follow the swirl pattern. So that means we actually need to put all of the flower petals from here like down this way a little bit more. Let me actually get rid of those. They don't work. And then let's get rid of that. Don't need to be drawing in purple at this time. So if we have some flower petals that are like this. I don't like this clump either. Is it because they're not big enough? This is supposed to be foreground, and they fade and get smaller, and then we have stuff in the background, right? Like that's the stratagem. Okay, those are all fine. They can be small. I think maybe one more big one would be good. Yes? What? Huh? Thank you for the fish. We could definitely have like a few more chunklets there. Okay, we're gonna have some stuff in the background for like the flowers and stuff. Let's see. I'm going to have hanging vines also pointing into the spiral pattern that we're going for. That kind of works, but this looks weird. Okay, so I don't like that. Let's actually get rid of all of that. Do I like this one flower? Part of me does, and part of me does not. Tell you what, we are going to put you in probation. We might use you, we might not. So the alternative thing, we have a background. I guess we could do just foreground elements on this one layer. So really, this could be an background flower, and then, if we grab this and this, we combine this layer with that layer, and push those further into the background. I think that'll work a lot better, actually. Why do vampires not want to become investment bankers? They hate stakeholders. I mean, I feel like banking hours would suck too for a vampire. It's like all during the day. And Susan down the hall always cooks garlic. She microwaves garlic all the time. It's terrible. I can't believe you do this, Susan. Spirals equal power. This is true. Okay, so we have a general sort of a plan, right? So now what we need to do... Let's separate these out into... Probably... Okay, so last time I had a background and then I had everything kind of... I guess I did separate out some of the foreground elements. So I think we'll be okay if we separate them out. So we have Jan right here. Let's actually label this. We got Jan, we got... Let's see, this will be foreground element, this is background element. What's this? Old. Okay, so we're going to clean up our layers real quick. Those are all random junk layers. We're gonna throw those in a folder. Gonna label that. Then we're gonna make sure that we have all of that. Okay, so first order of business. We gotta clean up our line art layer a little bit more. It's not bad, but it could be a lot better, cleaner. Because like we have all these little scratchy lines, and like if we look at the eyes, these are not very clean. Like the brush I'm using is inherently very messy, but we can clean it up a little, is all I'm saying. Prone to burnout. I mean, you right though. This hand, like it's just a curvy line right there, and yet it has all of the detail that it needs. So that was an accidental. Well, that's hair layers. Okay, we gotta go to this layer. Let's get rid of some of these lines. Gotta clean that up quite a lot. Okay, well, what are those lines? This seems like the hairline. That's like that. So the issue that I'm currently facing... Do we want to have more hair chunklets like this? How do we want to draw this? I'm basically trying to figure out where... So, okay. One thing that we're doing with this picture, Jan's hair is very dark, so we're going to have a very light background so that the hair has the most amount of contrast so that we look right at her face. That's going to be the stratagem. But we got to figure out where in all of these doodles we're going to have the hair strands, because the space behind the strands is going to be very important. Probably just clean this up a little bit and then we can figure out the colors after that, maybe. But like, what is this like line that I have here? I don't know. Is this a remnant from the old sketches? I don't know. What was thinking? Okay, then we need to just make sure we clean up stuff like this. Okay, that is a chunklet of the hair. Let's get rid of that. What's this line? Have I ever gotten a commission that I've regretted? No, actually. So, you want to know why? I make sure that I have my TOS. Everybody knows the rules, what I'm okay with, what I'm not, ahead of time. So, and here's the other thing. I can always say no to a commission that is not something that I would want to do. You know? Like, okay, so, for anybody who doesn't know, I did a lot of not safe for work furry commissions. I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, some things might not be, like, my kink.
So many.
What timing for a raid? So anyway, hello. So anyway, certain things, we're talking about commissions, okay? And I've never regretted a commission based on the subject matter, because it might not be my kink, but I'm fine with I was fine with drawing it. There you go. Hi Isa, art buddy, how's it going? I will say, I have had clients that were unpleasant to work with, but again, I can just be like, nah, I don't want to work with you anymore. I have the ability to do that. Anyway, there's my spiel. Hello everybody, welcome in Raiders, it's me, Isla. Isa, you wanna share art? You wanna share art tags, etc. and so on? Emotes, nice. Okay. Nice. But yeah, welcome in Raiders. In me, Isla. Please make sure to take care of yourself after stream. If you would like to stick around for illustration shenanigans, please do so. We're just chilling and chatting. Those emotes! Ayo, let's go. What? So whenever I upload an emote, it's always like a long time before Twitch is, at least a couple of hours before Twitch is like, you know what, you can use those, that's fine. Do you have like a secret in? Do you know the stratagem to get them to work properly? Like as soon as you upload them? Name needs to not be sus. Are my names sus? Is that my problem? I don't know. Yum. It might very well be, I don't know. Yeah, thank you again for raid. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Shame and dishonor. That's a lie. No shame or dishonor. It's kind of weird, but you know, it's fine. You've fallen into my trap. Oh. The universe. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, you denizen. Okay, what is going on with these two fingers? I feel like we gotta sort that out a little bit. Probably? Okay, not doing whatever that is. Where's her neck? Where's her earrings? What is going on with this hand in particular? Okay, so let's draw the middle knuckle right there. Then we just need to make this finger a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe I listen. I don't think I'm suspicious, but maybe somebody thinks that I am. I don't know. You know what we actually need to do? We need to carve this finger. It is also officially break time now. Let's see. So there's jawline. Does that look correct? Maybe. Okay, so here's the plan. This hand might be a little too weird. I think this finger looks odd. We might have to change that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that this knuckle, that's not how this would look. But I'm gonna have a quick break. We're gonna walk away. We're gonna save, and then we're gonna return to this, look at it, and decide if this is actually correct or if it's just weird. But anyway, everybody, it's break time. Officially, yes. I'm questionable. Please don't ask me questions. I know nothing. And also, it's break time. So we're gonna do that. Enjoy break screen, and we'll be back within 5 minutes. Bye. And we are back. Also, this hand, it does not work. That does not work at all. Hello, it's me. Welcome back again, everybody. Alright, so here's the problem. When I drew this knuckle right here, we got rid of the perspective of the hand. So let's see. We would actually need to see a chunk of the palm right here, and this is actually where our index finger would be connecting. This bit right here. So our whole hand perspective, I tried to make it better, and I actually made it a lot worse. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna draw the fingers connected there, and then this one. This finger is actually really long now. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so let's get rid of all that. And this. And if we were to draw this finger like straight out, it would be about like this. Which is unfortunate because that would cover up the chin, which we need to establish where her face is. So do we like this? I think we need to give her a little bit more chin. I really, really want her to have, let's see. Okay, we can get rid of that, but this establishing where the perspective of the hand is that's important. So the middle knuckle is hidden back here. The main knuckle for the index finger is like here, and then if she, I guess if we extend, okay, hold on. We're copying the layer because we're about to do some stuff. So let's see, this finger is pointing up. That would work. It does seem a little bit awkward, but it does actually work. And that would give us the desired effect. Thank you for the head pats. Ooh, hydroponics for your ship? Let's go. Alright, so now we just need to clean up the face a little bit more. Very important, we got to make sure that the teeth are able to be like very bright white color. You know, teeths are kind of important for a vampire. Can you imagine the dental bill for a vampire? Because like their teeths are like their main way to get food, right? Their teeth. Vampires, their teeth. That's how they eat food. And his way to Okay, again, you're technically correct, but like with the Listen, I'm not wrong. They're I don't know. Here I thought some of you denizens like did photosynthesis too, so you know, I don't know. I guess their dental thing... Would the dentist... Would they have to pay the dentist extra because of hazard pay? Why am I thinking about this? Why is this the brain thinking today? This shoulder looks really weird. So anyway, here is the neck. I need a bigger brush so we have a little bit more width to play around with. So then the other part of the neck would be like here. This shoulder actually needs to be more like this. You do photosynthesize? Mm-hmm. Do you think a vampire would become a dentist? Okay, so let's see. That looks a lot better. I'm wondering if we should carve the... Yeah, we're gonna schmoove the ring finger, not the ring finger, the middle finger. We're gonna schmoove that a little bit because I don't like where it's sitting. We're going to pair it with the ring finger so it looks more elegant. Just a little something like that. That will do lovely. And then collarbone. There we go. And let's clean up all that. Such messy sketch lines. Wow. Okay, so this doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I think we'll leave a good chunk of stuff. But we do want to clean up the hands. Those are also kind of a focal thing. So I'm just trying to make sure that we get those cleaned up properly. Hey, Isla, you should save. You know, that's probably a good idea. Okay, here's the thing. I could cook if I wanted to. Okay? I don't know. I feel like Jan could probably learn, but I don't think she will be fussed. You've had the same dentist for 20 years. It hasn't aged a day. Maybe they are a vampire. I guess, like, dentists might be at the most risk of becoming a vampire. Maybe. Or not. I was gonna say, like, they have to deal with a whole bunch of people and it's right there around the teeth, but dentists don't usually, like, directly touch teeths or anything. Actually, which occupation would make you more likely to become a vampire? That's the question. I feel like something on night shift is, like, the obvious answer. I'm hoping this picture is not too spicy for Twitch, but who knows? Hopefully not. Should be fine. You think so? Okay. A phlebotomist? Okay, do you just enjoy the word, Soren? I'm pretty sure I've seen that a couple of times in chat now. Are you a vampire? Wow. Thank you, YouTube land denizen. I actually get cold really easy though. That's the problem. That's why I always have my hoodie on. Okay, gotta show a little bit of squish. We could have a little bit of squish right here too. Why not? I don't perceive. You can't tell me what I perceive and what I don't perceive. I'm perceiving so hard right now, you have no idea. Thank you for the fish. Okay, so I just want to clean up the lines a little bit more. I think we could probably move on to coloring. Okay, we got the hands. Hold on. Wait, is that a hair chunklet? Really? It's all hair. Oh. Okay, so I do need to clean up around the hands a little bit more. So let's do that. And then, that's also a hair chunklet. This is why we are cleaning up right here. Okay, we actually have like a whole bunch of random little popcorns. We're gonna get rid of all of that. There's this chunklet. We don't need that one. That line is fine. Or is it? Perceive the fish. Trust me, I perceive fish. Okay, so we're just going to... We should probably move the face onto a different layer. It's gonna drive me insane. But we do need all of this. Thank you for the fish. I perceive and receive the fish. Thank you. Okay, so we have face on its own layer. We are going to very carefully try to... see, we need to get rid of all of this. Then we need to very carefully try to erase these eyelashes from the hairline. This is why I always try to draw the face on a separate layer, unless I forget, in which case I have to do it later. But let's make sure our edges are fairly clean. And then. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's get rid of this chunklet. And then this is kind of a hot mess through here. What is going on? What is going on? What is this? Do I just have lots of different little hair tendrils? I guess I do. Okay, let's get rid of this and this. What is this? Oh, that's the ear. We might want that, probably. Balanced both ears in the picture. Do we need that? Do we really need that? I mean, maybe, probably. Okay, so this is Jen. So now we need to make sure that we draw her jewelry. Oh man, we have so many options for, like, we could have her gold accessories, like, glowing, or, like, the most saturated color in the picture. We have... We got a lot of coloring options. We gotta figure out what we want. So there's like one. The other earring. Would we get rid of this? I think so. The other earring would need to be kind of like this. Yes. Okay, then we turn the face back on. There we go. And now we can fix the face. Okay. So let's see. First order of business. Let's make sure that we are drawing on the correct layer and color. Just need to fill in the eyelashes a little bit more. We need to clean up the size of the hole. Perceiving? She looks more angry now than she did before. I think it's because the pupil is like way too small. We're gonna have to fix that. But now that we have our facial expression on a different layer, I can draw into the hair, and then I don't have to worry about, like, if I have to erase it later to fix something else, right? That's the key, really. It hardly ever comes up, but when it does, there we go, that's better. The eyes aren't perfectly even. Is that a problem, though? Will that drive me insane? Will we need to fix it? Probably not. We are going to add more of an eyelash right there. Okay, is she at least staring at the same spot? Let's look at the pupils. If those are both looking in the same spot, then we're good. I think that should be fine. Okay, let's see. Other things to fix. Let's clean up hairline and clean up our edges a little bit. Nice crisp edges, very important. And then we can start coloring. Okay, let's flip the canvas real quick. Nothing jumped out at me about her face. Like, her chin might be a little too far back, maybe? But that was about the only thing. That really wouldn't be that hard to fix, either. Where is this layer? Here we go. Okay, we just need to clean that up a little bit. Does it work though? Okay, so there's something with this line that we need to fix. If I make it just a little bit more curvy, like it's catching on her wrist, and then we just have like a slight curve catches on the wrist, then it flows down like this. That's kind of what we want for right there, I do believe. Is this all in this layer? Really? Really? Okay, let's clean that up, and then we will put our hairs on this layer. Trick is making sure that the hairs all line up and connect behind the arm as well, which I think we've done pretty good. This hair chunklet might look a little weird. I might change that. Hello, Kunotomo. Welcome. Listen, the fangs are important. It's very fierce, thank you. Yes. Thanks for getting the shout out mods. Excellent. Girls with fangs, best, right? I mean, really everybody with fangs. It's pretty good. It's very important. Okay, so we got that. Hands look, this hand still looks a little chunky. Let me smooth this out. Again, focusing on focal areas, so like the face, the hands. Yep. Listen, fangs are important, okay? Do we want to move out her jawline? Maybe. Let's see what happens if we do. Because I think we can just smooth out this line a little bit. Then... Yep, I think that's all it needed. Yep. Gumpy, again, I have to ask, where are you seeing this beard? Look at my face. Look, where's the beard? I got nothing on my chin. It is empty. I can't grow beards. I don't know what you're looking at, my guy. It's right where? I feel like you are looking into an alternate, like, plane of reality, or, like, I don't know, you must be looking at something else, is my thinking. I'm looking as hard as I can. I don't see nothing. Jackie, thank you so much for hanging out. You have a good rest of your day, okay? Behold, fashion. Okay. I said we were gonna start doing the thing, but then I saw that I never actually, like, fixed this little swirl of hair. I swear we're gonna get to coloring, everybody. I swear. I promise. I promise. Just a little more smoothing. Okay, then we need to go to this layer, and we need to do one of those. There we go. Okay, I would say that will be acceptable. Probably. Isla, you're trying to color today. Isla, you're trying to color today. What is going on with this? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Is it fine though? Look at the little popcorn and how chunky it is. I don't know. We've got some random stuff here that we should probably clean up. So the reason that I'm being very particular about my edges and the lines and stuff, we're going to have a very light colored background with this. So like anything that I can clean up is going to prevent me from having to do this at the end of the picture. Okay, clean. This one. Okay. Are we ready for colors? I do believe that we are. Okay, so we are going to... Let's make sure we have our foreground. We have our background. Alright. So for this picture, I'm thinking we need purple like a very, very light purple. Let me actually do like this. We're gonna need... Do we want to go more pink and then to blue, perhaps? Let's actually raise or make the color a little bit warmer, like around her face and hair right here. And then we are going to grab like a dark, very purple, very blue. Just going to add a slight vignetting effect. For now, we're probably going to add some more stuff to the background. You're not ready? Okay, okay, get ready. Get ready. We're doing it. We're coloring. Okay, so then in the folder with the character, we need... let me actually grab a reference. Hopefully that'll work. Reference. We're grabbing reference. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hold on. Hold on. It's thinking. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay. Nothing on this layer. Yes. Okay. Saving. Okay. Now we need to make and color mask. Gotta figure out where we want the stuff to be. Okay, let's actually do what we did yesterday. We're gonna do a very, very basic color mask just so that we can lump in where the stuff should go. Hold on. Da 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 na 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 na. Let's see, this one. This one, this one. This is all going to be colored. I think we're doing the same thing here. Hair does not work this way, but we're going with it. That is how the sketch appears. Where does this connect? Ha. Choices were made, lines were drawn, and it might not make sense. But that's alright. Is all of that colored? Do we want to do something like this? How curious. Maybe. So yeah, this chunklet of hair. Let's see, where do you come from? Here? Okay, but then what is this line here? Because if we got rid of this line and that chunklet, we could have a gap right here, which I think would be very good. Yeah, let's get rid of... What line? What layer are you on? This one? Okay, let's get rid of this. And then this should follow this up to there. I think we can work with that. Okay. Now we need hair color. Let's grab a new layer. Da, 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 na, 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 na. I clearly need to fill in some gaps in my color mask, so let's do that. Very good. We have shorts. And the hair. I feel like we have too many lines, like, for armpit. We might have to change that. For now, it's fine. Probably. Okay, so then if all of these is colored in. She has a lot of hair. I don't know if you guys knew this, but she has like, she has so many. So you can already see where there's like weird little popcorns where we're just missing like proper layer mask color. So this is gonna look kind of weird, but we can fix it. Okay, so that is the ear. We've got hair right there covering that up. That's all hair. This is also hair. This would be hair chunklet. More hair chunklet. Wait. This would all be hair chunklet as well. So many what? She's got a lot of hair. Like a lot. Like a lot. I'm actually wondering if I grab Bruce and what if we just add more hair strands? You know what I mean? So back in the day, well, it still holds true. So the manga group Clamp, they basically draw a bunch of individual little hairs, and their art made me want to do art. So now I'm just like, you know, this would be an amazing opportunity to just draw a whole bunch of little individual hairs, like intentionally, to make this look extra cool, right? So not only do we get to do a thing like that got me into art, just a small piece of it, right? But it just looks cool as well. So does this actually make sense hair-wise? Not entirely, but does it look kind of cool though? Yup, I think it does. So we are going to keep that. Let's just make sure that we have that like that. Feel like we need to add more hair over here. Okay, I think that'll work. Do I know how to make ramen? Yes, I've been practicing a lot. Listen, it's very important, okay? Okay, so what we need to do, we need to actually duplicate this. We are going to throw one of those here. We're going to combine those layers because I desire that all of our color masks, we want all the hairs to be within the color mask, basically. So we're going to have that. We're going to make sure we clip that back to that. There we go. All right, lovely, lovely. Now we can keep on keeping on with the flats. We are adding locale color to all of these. Let's grab a fairly grayish green. One of her big colors is green, but the majority of this picture, I think I want it to be like purple. So we are going to make the green fairly muted. Like purples and purple and pink are going to be like the big important vibrant colors. So we need like this. We need a slightly less vibrant color for the inside of the mouth, but we still want it to be very, very, very purple. Yeah. Women aren't real. Listen, we can imagine though, but what if they were real, you know? That's the thing. Okay, we select the inverse and then we're using a color from the background for like white color, just so that it looks like she's actually in the scene. Then we're gonna have to do some layer color shenanigans. I'm not sure how much do I want the earrings to stand out. This will be like, I think, the only bit of gold in the picture, which we might need some more gold in the picture, but we'll see how this turns out. We'll see how we like it. Need lip color. Actually make this just a little bit more red than normal. Women are scary. I keep thinking about that and I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we have that. So what we need to do now is really make sure that we have the character and the background separated by contrast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab a new layer. We're going to make this, we're gonna give it a color mode. What is that called? Layer blending mode. It's gonna be set to color and then we just fill it with black. So you'll notice the background and like her skin tone are like the same value color wise, and like this hair is like, I want it to be the darkest part of the picture next to the lightest part. This is all trickery to make character stand out the most. We're going for a maximum amount of contrast by her face. So what we need to do is we need to grab a blue purple multiply color and we're just gonna slap it over this color mask that we have here. And then if we look at it in black and white, she really stands out now. Yeah? Yeah? Any chance I'm going to TwitchCon? I've really been considering it, but like, I don't know if the finances are gonna line up for me this year, is the thing. Like, maybe. I should probably do some planning, and like, if I'm gonna do it, I probably need to get a hotel, like, sooner rather than later, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Aw. Thank you for fish. Listen, the fierceness should be self-evident, I feel like. But yeah, just that little bit, and already she's starting to stand out, you know? And then we're gonna have some color differences. Thank you for the fish. Aw. Okay, tell you what, I'll figure it out soon, and then I'll let you guys know either way, like officially. An ocean in the way? Yeah, that would make it difficult. Okay, so first thing, we have some little chunklets of our color mask that aren't actually, you know, colored in, that probably we should color in. Do we need this to be... Could make it darker. We could do a gradient thing too. Okay, let's start by... Let's grab this color. And then we're going to make it darker. Then we are going to add a bit of a gradient. Right there. Do I want more blue? Do we want more color? Maybe. Ooh. Oh. Yes. Yes, we do want more color right there. Okay, fantastic. Next thing that we need to make sure that we do, we need to go back to the background, and we need to add, like, purple into the background. Let's grab multicolor brush. Start by throwing some purple in here. Just to see how this looks once we actually have a little bit of this in there.
Hey, Isla, you should save.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, saving. Lured into going. We'll see. Okay, here. No, listen. Puppies are more adorable than fierce. Okay, I feel like you're using a biased example. That's not how this works. Oh yeah, listen, any type of skin tone. Like, skin is difficult because it's like slightly transparenty. Figuring out how to color any tone of skin is heckin' difficult. Man, that's what makes the art exciting, right? It's always a challenge. It's always like different-y. You don't make the same thing like, you know, every single time. It's always a little bit different-y, right? But that's why I like it, because it's always solving problems, figuring stuff out. you know, and like being creative and drawing sexy women, like it, you know, all of the good things. Okay, here's the thing. The tiny baby creatures, they're all adorable. They grow up to be like more fierce though, right? Right? That's the thing. No, Gumpy. Listen, acronyms are my nemesis. Okay, why would my name be an acronym? That's just silliness. We need foreground. We should probably hide this and this. And then let us need a very dark purple for foreground colors. I also kind of wanted to make these flowers stand out more, but I think at the end of the day, having Jan have the like maximum amount of like contrast means that we gotta keep the background a light color, but if we could have purple flowers, I think that will work just as well. Maybe. Could actually make the background flowers. No, we don't want to make those darker. Oh, we could make the flowers glow. Oh, that. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. We need. Do you want to go with like a pink purple? I do want them to be glowy. Okay, hold on. Let's color just our flowers. Like the flower petals, and then flowers, the petals, and let's see if we can make them glow. I probably need to draw over. How has it been an hour? Really? Surely time is not passing this fast. Really? But no, I want to see we gotta make them glow. I must know. Okay, we're gonna add some random chunklets of flower petals like through here. Why not? Because I want to see what happens when we do the thing. Okay, so we're going to copy this layer. We are going to blur, Gaussian blur, get really blurry. Let's put this over our line art. And then if we set the layer. Oh. Yep. Okay, so then we need to make sure that we have... Hold on, not that one. This one? Yeah, there we go. Glowy purple flowers. I think we can make that work. It really has been an hour, yeah. Saving. spider lilies? So I chose Queen of the Night. These are flowers that bloom specifically at night, and they got little spiky bits. They're not quite roses, but they kinda maybe could look like a rose. Kinda. But anyway, we're gonna do and break time. We'll be right back. Everybody, enjoy break screen, okay? Okay, we're back. Ads over, let's go. Okay. So, a few things that we need to do. We need some actual lighting. I think we need to separate some of the hairs from like the suit. Like the costume, right? So I'm wondering Do we need... I think we might need a little bit more of a something rather in the background. So, how to... I kind of want to add... Need a little bit more... like, shadowy type stuff. How do we want to do this? Let's see. What is currently the darkest color in the background? Something like this? What if we did more of like a blue? And then. Do I like this? Do we like this? Let's find out. Actually, if we set this to
Hello.
multiply. Oh. Kailua, hello there. Glad you could make it today. We do an art. So, if I make the background by the flowers darker, they look like they glow more. You see? You see? Huh? Do I like this though? I feel like we need to make it look a little bit more like her shadow tendrils. So maybe a little more like clouds or fog. Something a little bit more like that would probably be better. I also think we need to darken some of our foreground a little bit more. And then... hold on, wait for it. For this one, what if we grab this color? Okay, hold on. Actually, factually grab color. Hold on. Okay, so if we make that lighter, then we can grab this layer, and then if we make this darker, because we gotta check our values and our contrasts. Okay, we still need to add some actual lighting to our girl. Let me actually grab this color again. If we just a little bit more to the hair. Yeah, maybe not right there, though. And okay, let me actually hide that for a moment. I do really like the glowy flowers though. That I do like a lot. Okay, so I still need to make the plants. They need to be darker. Really trying to make the two things very, very, very separate. I wonder if we should get rid of the... This is very dark now. Let's just turn this down just a little bit. Okay, let's check our contrasts. I think we have a pretty good mix. Some of the, like, our foreground is different from the hair, which is important. The background, we might be able to make it a little bit darker over here, but we actually do have a fairly good amount of, like, it's got some good separation, right? This patch of white right here is a little too bright. We might have to try to tone it down a little bit. How to do so though? Hum yum mum mum. So what I think I'm gonna do, we are going to grab this color. Yes. And I think we're just gonna layer a little bit of color over the top of that. Maybe some like this. Could also add like a slight mist sort of an effect, just so that it's not quite as white. Again, maximum contrast right here. This is where we want all of the contrast. It's got to be right there. So with that, what we're actually going to do, we have a slight glow to her face, which is very good. I think we need to do... So we have kind of this like pink color from like down here, and I'm wondering if we should... Actually, so in the other picture that we did, we have multiple colors within our shading layer, right? So we're trying to do the same thing. So now we need to figure out our main lighting. So I still have, like, this is all one multiply layer. So if I were to... Okay, how do we want to do this? First off, let's make a copy of this layer. Second off, let's grab brush and let's dig into this and figure out where we want the lighting to be. Because I kind of want... let me throw all of these foreground elements into an folder, and then we are going to hide all of that. Okay, and then we're going to dig into lighting. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking I kind of want the lighting to be basically straight over her head. That way we can have some interesting lighting effects on the face. A little bit on the eyelash right there, a little bit below. Can have a little bit of the eyes lit up. Let's make sure we can actually paint back on our shading if needs be. But if we have our main lighting basically straight above her head, I think we could do some interesting lighting effects. So that means that our hands can also be very, very, very lit up. The face still looks weird, but we're gonna work on it. This is roughing in the colors for now. Got that. Let's do a little tiny bit of lighting right there. So then, if we could have a little bit of lighting. Let's see, this hand would be casting a shadow on the chest there. That would all be in shadow. All this be in shadow as well? I think so. Hum yum yum yum. I think that might be all of the... Wait, was I drawing? Was I not erasing this fully? What? The what now? Oh no. Apparently I wasn't erasing the shading. What was I doing? Was I drawing on this? Wild. That's, that was not the intent. Okay, anyway. We can fix it. It'll buff out. So then the only question is, do we want to make the lighting more like this? Just have a tiny little bit of the face lit up like so. Then, let's see, we have shadow for the hair that does like that. Yep, that's pretty good. I like that. Like it. Need a little bit more shading under the eye. We need to carve these a little bit more. Make sure that the lip is still in shadow there. A little bit on the teeth. But we gotta make that teeth stand out, right? I think that would probably be in shadow as well. Stretching and hydrating. All right, gotta redeem. Oh. Oh, we got some spines to pop. Fantastic. All right, so there's still some weird shading with the hands that I'm not too fond of. The face, though, this. The lighting on the chest also solid like that. Probably do a hydrate, don't forget. Let's see. Do I like that? No. I think we might need to add just a little bit more lighting. But does that look weird? It looks a little weird. Okay, I think we did it correct like the first time. We're gonna leave that like that. Just thinking, saving. There we go. Okay, so what about the hands? I think we have just a little too much lighting. Also, look at this chunk out of the arm. Okay, let me fix that really quickly. And there's more! Okay, I guess we're fixing some popcorns real fast, and then... Okay, now let's go back to... If we add lighting to the knuckles there, I think we could actually do something like this, and that would work very nicely. Actually, do I like that? No, wait, why is this color? Oh, I did a gradient thing. Oh, we're playing with gradients. Hum yum yum yum. See, but that looks weird now. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the next step. Do I like the way that these hands are doing the thing? Like, it's alright. I feel like we need a little bit more lighting on the hands, though. Thank you for the head pats. Missing forearm bits? What do you mean? I guess she does have, like... I don't know. For her Monster Girl mode, she does have, like, darker hands. Do I want to do that? I mean, yeah. Okay. Let's add it. Why not? Okay. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab this color, and is there anything on this layer? No. Okay, let's make her hand stand out a little bit more, right? So we just need to color the fingers, and then we just need to give a slight gradient for this. We'll clean this up here in just a second. Okay, lovely, lovely. None of this would be colored in. Okay. Just adding a little bit more. Just a few more elements of contrast. It's very good. Especially if she is in full vampire mode. It's a little bit of neck. That's not going to have this coloring. Okay. So then we need to figure out how to make sure that her gloved hands, for all intents and purposes... Why does this look different? Did we not color this part? Maybe not. There we go. Okay, how to make this stand out more? I think we need to add a little bit more saturation. Do we want to make them darker? Do we want to make them lighter? No, that looks weird. No, honestly, listen, if we catch it while I'm still working on it, it's infinitely better than needing to go back and like fix stuff later, you know? Have I ever tried to flirt my way out of a ticket? No. So, fun fact, I am really bad at flirting. Like, I don't get it. Like, unless it's, like, super extra obvious, then I'm like, yeah, whatever. But no, like, it doesn't work. My brain is just like, nah. Also, I have gotten exactly one ticket. I don't drive like a crazy person. I very actively try not to get a ticket. Yeah. I've gotten pulled over a lot because apparently I'm a magnet because, like, I don't know why, but they're like, yeah, you're fine, go ahead. What did I do? Well, I was going too fast. It was like a big downhill thing, and like the area that I was in, apparently it has a reputation for the cops will pull you over if you're going at all over the speed limit, like they're just bored. So I was going down a hill, and which means I was going too fast, and that was all. Shork, yeah, that was my experience. I was just, I went too fast, I guess. I wonder if we should not have any shading on. We could just have the hands not have, but if I did, how do I want to do that? Let's see. So the face looks good. This hand looks weird. This hand looks fine. Why does this hand have to look weird? Man, why you gotta look weird, hand? Is it because I have too much lighting? Maybe it's because I have too much lighting. Yum, 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 yum. So what if we only did this part being lit up? And then like a little bit on the forearm. Different places have different methods of catching you for the speeding. But yeah, But yeah, I generally try to be a good civilian that does the things properly. Nobody wants that kind of attention, you know? Okay, so now we need to... Okay, so all of that looks pretty good. If we turn back on the gloves, I think that does work a little better. We have a teeny tiny little popcorn there. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so for... how do we want to do this? We can do some shenanigans to make the hand stand out a little bit more, but for now, let me grab everything else besides what's being shaded, we are going to shrink the selection. Then we... What did I do? It was a screen layer, wasn't it? Pretty sure. Let's grab a nice bright purple. And then... Honestly, that's pretty good. I think we might need a little bit more saturation. Also, this shading still looks very weird. This hand, why are you like this? Okay, I think the problem is I had it right the first time, so we need to go back. Need to go back. Need to fix it. Also, there were some weird little popcorns. Like right here, this one, this little popcorn. Need to get rid of that. I'm just looking at these random little chunks of stuff that's not colored right, and I'm like, do I need to fix that? Like, is anybody but me gonna notice? I mean, you might notice now because I like very blatantly pointed it out. But like, does anybody besides me notice that kind of stuff? I have no idea. Anyway, let's hide the gloves again. Let's go back to multiply layer. And let's just brighten up all of this. I think what I want to do is we want to the edge of the hand. We could have the tiniest bit of a dividing line right there. Show the fingers going downward. That might work out a lot better, actually. Actually. Let's just do the thing and make this actually look correct, shading wise. Does that look? That looks super weird right there. We're not doing that one. I feel like we need to change the way that this hand is doing thing. I think if I change one line right there, I think that would work out a lot better. So let's change a line so that the hand actually works a little bit better. Also, we are going to slightly move that. There we go. Okay, so now if we go back to our multiply layer, and then see, this we want to be the shadow, this be like that. There we go. So I'm trying to think of my lighting in chunks. I'm not necessarily following like realistic lighting stuff. So like the plane of her face, like this, that's not exactly how it would look, but it's fairly close. And I'm trying to figure out how to... We made this like this.
Boo!
Did it look better?
Did I get you?
Squishlet, no, Squishlet, come back. I was gonna. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna ask her what. Was it better when we had the hands like this? Did that look better? I think that in shadow looked better. So maybe something a bit more like that. There's still something about this that looks weird. And I think it is that we need to do something like that. Yep. But anyway, we're trying to think of our lighting in clumps instead of each individual piece. I don't know if that makes sense necessarily. I might need to explain that a little bit better. But big focus right there. That'll work. Then we need to grab this. We need to turn this back on. We need to grab this color. We delete everything. Then select this. Do one of those. Then we're gonna add these color back.
Boo! Did I get you?
Okay. Nah, squeeze a little lefty in. Okay, so we have some really weird color things. However, we can just grab a brush and we're just gonna make our own. Shading stuffs, and that will be just fine. Actually, that might be a thing that we do like over paints for. Got that. Let's make sure we color in all of that. Make sure that all of that is nice and colored in. Got some random little hair chunklets. Looks like we have some lines that we still need to clean up here. Like this is very messy. Very, very messy. And not in like a good way that adds to the picture, in like a, oh, I should fix that kind of a way. What is that layer? Where are you from? Wow. Okay, then there's just random little chunklets on the nose. Gonna keep that nice and clean. Let's make sure that the teeth are very, very noticeable. Okay, final thing that I want to do real fast. Let's grab this color. Let's actually grab this color. Put this over all of our line art as well. This is the wrong brush. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so then if we add our foreground elements back. Wow. You got Swedish fish? Yo, let's go. Your brain hurts? Aw, I hope we feel better soon. That does not sound fun. May I offer you a scuffed stream where we do an art for your troubles? I feel like we are missing... We have a bunch of flower petals over here that don't actually have like a solid color behind them. So I'm actually going to copy that. I'm going to paste that, and then we're going to make that a normal layer. Okay, let's check contrast. Let's check colors again. Whoa! One thing we didn't actually do that we should definitely probably do. Okay, so we have our lighting layers. We have our we have our one multiply shading color, right? I wonder if we should make the skin and everything behind that like way more saturated. Yeah. Let's try it. Why not? Let's try it. And then we need
Boo.
to add.
Did I get you?
No, Squeezela. But then we need to add more variation to our shading color. So the big thing, the big discovery was adding like multiple different shading colors. This happened on accident, but it's so nice. I want to do that again. We gotta remember. We gotta remember. Okay, so we need a nice big soft brush. We set this to just adding a tiny bit more saturation. Do I like that? Maybe. Oh, we gotta remember the gloves as well. There we go.
Fallen into my trap.
Oh. Rambi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, new denizen. The multi-layer shading, yeah. I mean, you gotta, right? Okay, so let's go back to multiply layer. We are going to copy and paste. That's a little too dark. But we're gonna copy paste and then we're gonna do our editing on this layer. Okay. So. We need this color. Okay, so we gotta figure out if we start here and then we add like a lighter shading color. Hold on. Before we do that, let's make sure we have our transparency locked. And then if we just add like extra color for any of the planes that are facing downward. Bottom of the chin. We're gonna need to do a little bit of that for the elbows. I should probably hide our foreground colors. Oh, we can even do the thing on the fingers. Not that you can really see that too well, but it's kind of sort of there. We'll take that. Ooh, do we want to do the same thing with the hair? Actually. So this soft light layer looks pretty good. I think we could actually... Do we want to erase a chunk of it? maybe, hold on. Subtle layering effects if we got rid of that. Or we just made it blue? Do we like that? That definitely makes it differenty and interesting. Do I like that? I don't know that I do. Okay, so no, not that way. Don't do that. We're not doing that. Okay. However, just erasing though. Get rid of a bit of that. Maybe here as well. Because we're not really gonna have that light by that. Does that look weird though? That does look a little weird. Actually, you know what would probably work real well? Let me grab this chunklet. And if we grab a big old brush, like a big old soft brush, let's grab this color. If we make it less of a bright color. Oh. A tiny bit more color variation. Basically what I'm trying to do is we're trying to separate out the different elements of the thing. So like making sure that the hands stand out properly. So like we could actually add a bit of a something behind or on the hair. We could add a white outline. White-ish outline around the hands. Actually, let's try that. Why not? Hold on. So we take that, we grab background color. Let me grab my brush that I used for the line art, and let's just add the littlest outline. You probably could do the color separation thing to make this work, but I actually this effect where there's just like a slight outline around the hands, like the hands do not have the cleanest line art, so that's kind of a problem. But it could work, maybe. So we're gonna see if it will work. Because if it will, then that'll be fantastic. Do I like that? Does it look weird? It looks a little bit weird. Gonna have a nap? Absolutely. You have a good nap. I'll catch you later, okay? It's Jen, yeah. Oh my gosh, her like comedy Halloween costume, jam. Just wearing a big old suit, jam. I think the problem is that our line art is too thick.
Did I get you?
No, but thank you, Squisha. So if our... Ow! So if we try to add another outline around the outside of the very thick line art, it looks weird. So that's the issue. That is in fact the issue. So now I'm wondering, we have this soft light layer. If I were to grab these color and we were to put this behind the hands, and then we go and we delete it on the hands. So there's like a bit of a pink hue behind the hands. I think that would do better for separation than trying to add like a weird little outline. I think that will do it for us, actually. Da 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 na 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 ba 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 na na. So you have this like pinkish right there. Then we can turn back on the foreground elements. Okay, so now what I think we need to do is make sure that all of our like flower petals and our flowers, we gotta make sure all those look fairly solid. So let's go back to this layer. If we put this below our line art layer, yeah. Okay, what else do we need to do? Let's check contrasts and values. All of the exciting is right here, so that's perfect. I'm wondering if do we need to darken a little bit more? I don't think so. Some overpaints would probably set that up beautifully though. Like I kind of want to add like a sparkly bit on like her jewelry. She definitely needs... Not that. Okay, we can delete that layer. She definitely needs like a shiny reflective bit on her eye. So let's do that as well. Maybe not quite that extreme. It's like a little bit of a thing like this. A little bit of a highlight on the lip would be very good. Okay, so then we actually need to go to screen layer. Give me this color, and we are going to just make this lip look a little bit less weird. The rest of that, sure, fine. That's good. But this one thing in particular. There we go. That looks a lot cleaner. This ear is not very... Like, I'm looking at all of the line work that we could have cleaned up, and I'm like, if I had, that would have been really good. For now, though, that'll be that's fine. Oh, we could color the lines. Oh, actually, okay. So let's grab these purple. And then where is our line art? Let's color some lines. Why not? Just a few. No, that looks weird. These lines though, that makes it look very, very good. I like that. Coloring the line work. Let's turn off the foreground color again real quick. Coloring the line art that in the areas where everything is lit up. It just makes so much sense, right? Okay, but we do have several different layers here, several different line art layers. I don't really want to color the eyebrow, but some of this textury stuff that we have here, I think we'll color that. There is this line that is overlapping the ear. Let's get rid of that.
Hello, hello.
Whoa. Western Space, hello, hello. Welcome in. Glad you could make it today. Okay, so then, our flowers don't really look like... they're very messy, which maybe isn't a problem, but if they were cleaner, that would probably look better. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so we have like a whole bunch of like flower petals and stuff, but like the flower petals in particular, if we got rid of the line art for those, would that be better? Maybe. And for now though, let me just let's try coloring the lines for these. Let me grab, I don't know, this color. So if we just color those lines. It's just very chunky. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's go back through and let's make sure that we actually factually do an proper color mask for our flower petals. They will be like blurred, so it should be okay if it's a little bit messy, but if we clean it up just a little bit, I think the overall effect will be a lot better. Man, this line art though. Ooh. Okay. Let's make sure that we have saved. Let's go through and do we need to clip all this back? That's our line art layer. We can't really do much about that. That's fine. Okay. It's been an hour again? Really? We were just about to get to the good part. Man. Okay. Listen. We still got more work to do with this. Like a lot. I actually wonder if... No, that's way too many. We need a slight bit more of a glowing effect. We just really want... You know what we could do actually? Hold on. If we just take out a little bit of edges on that one. Yeah. Okay, our flower petals look a little bit weird now, which is not ideal. We need to make our colors there a little bit more blue. It's very messy. That's the problem. We might have to clean this up. Okay, let's do a break time, and then we will figure out if it works or if it doesn't. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this, do we have enough focal point right there? Or are these super bright flowers and petals? Are they too much? They might be too much. We will have to contemplate. Alright, everybody. Saving. Let us do and quick break time. Also, there's something weird going on with my layering. It didn't look like that before, did it? Does it look different? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna take a break, everybody. I'll be back within 5 minutes. Enjoy break screen. All right. Thank you for the fish. Okay. You know what we probably need to do? So we have kind of this color separation. I'm actually wondering if we need to enhance the amount of color separation.
Hello, hello.
Magrior, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. So let's see if we can make this even better. Let's see. So we're gonna grab kind of a pinkish purple, and we are just going to really make sure that all this looks very, very different from flowers, which I think we actually need to make look more blue. Like a lot more blue. So, probably a little bit darker? Maybe. Yeah, it needs to be a lot darker, doesn't it?
Hey, Isla, you should save.
Okay, I will save. Here we go. Saving. Bam. There it is. Saved. Yeah, we gotta enhance. Stretch and hydrate. You got it. Wow. But yeah, like our colors are pretty good, but we just don't quite have the right amount of contrast, I think. Like all of this very much blends together, which is mostly what I want, but I want just a little bit more separation out, I think. We need to have a bit more of a defined difference between foreground and background. So like maybe I need to make flower petals darker. Why are we not clipping back properly? It's probably because... Actually, that would make a lot of sense. It's probably because our folder is set to true. There we go. That might be the problem. Yes indeed. Okay, so I was actually making it more muddy earlier. How curious. So if I were to just do this, it's a little too blue. It's not bad. I feel like we might need some more something rather in the background. Maybe. I never actually did hydration. Hold on. Is the background too light? Maybe. Okay, so if we take this color, are you perceiving? Are you perceiving? Are we looking? Okay, very good. So anyway, if we go back to here, we just do just a little bit more. Maybe we might need to make it more blue. Let's shift some colors around. That's too pink. More blue. Maybe. Hint of blue. I think that adds just a little something something that we needed. Then let's go to this layer. Give me, what color are we using for vivid light on this layer? We're going to take that. We are going to make a new layer. Okay, so everywhere that I have one of these flowers that are not really drawn in detail, unfortunately, I probably should have done that.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, it's fine, probably. Okay, we're gonna add some more little flower petal chunklets. OC1 rose? Is that Oreos but different? I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Hello, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Yeah, here in the background, we are going to set up for another vivid light layer. That way we can hopefully have some cool glowy flowers and cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, we gotta try to have cool stuff, right? So let's add little glowy bits there. I think that should all work very nicely. Some little doots. Not those though. Trying to make sure that our doots stay within like the spiral of power. Okay, so then we are going to copy this layer. We are going to blur, Gaussian blur, make it to blurry. Then we set this layer to vivid light. That way we have more than just a few little chunklets of blue in the background. That works a lot better, actually. Yeah. Osiris? Osiros? Okay, that actually does make a lot more sense. I will try to remember. I'm very bad at names though, just as like a, so you know. This was not like this. Where did this... Is this the line color? That is line color. Why did I choose to do that? That is not a good choice for me. Why? Line coloring. I mean, it definitely needs something, but that is not it. Okay. Yeah, mama. Should we do overpainting? We should do some overpainting, probably. Clean up just one or two little things. Let me hide that layer for now. So, overpainting. We're going to grab this color. We're going to smooth out this ear a little bit. We are going to clean up this jawline and this chunklet just a little bit. We're going to make sure that the eyes are as eye-catching as possible. So, again, we're basically just cleaning up our edges. The more setup that you do, the less overpainting and less cleaning up you have to do later. Would recommend doing more of this from the get-go, but that's fine. If we clean it up and make it look good, then the whole picture will look good. Okay, so then what else we want to do? We want to make sure that our hair chunklets, we're gonna make sure that they look cool as well. So, like, flipping some more little hair strands out and about. That would be very, very good. Let's grab this nice blue right here. Let's add a few more little streaks through the hair like so. And then maybe a few like this. No. Okay, and then the final thing, let's also make sure that the fangs are nice and crisp. Got a few little weird edges here. Actually, at this point, we could just cover up a chunk of that with... Ooh. Do we want to make it, no, that looks weird. We could add a little bit more, shiny gold color. Yeah. Like, it's not a lot. It's a lot of subtle little things, but it does kind of add up. Can you see the difference? Like, there's some little hair strands that were added, right? But, like... There's just tiny little details. I guess we could also clean up the ear chunklets a little bit more. Man, my fuzzy line art. Unfuzz your line art in future Isla. Okay, so now what we want to do, I think that works pretty good. So now we basically just need to add effects, right? So we have, let's add this back. I wonder if we do need to add just a little bit of something else. Wait, if I add just the teeniest, tiniest little outline. Well, it doesn't quite work, but it definitely adds something. Do I like that though? No, not really. Okay, so let's try copy all of this. we are going to squimsh all these layers together. Then we are going to, let's actually put all of our background stuff in an folder as well. So let's label that background. Then we copy background folder. We squimsh all those layers together. Lovely, lovely. And finally, copy those layers for Jan. And we are going to squimsh those layers together. So now we have foreground, Jan, background. And I guess we could probably turn back on all these other layers and put all those in a specific folder for, let's see, layers all. Okay, very good. So now we have these. So what I want to actually try doing is, gotta do some corrections, I think. Like it's so close. It's just pretty good. I wonder if we should add little sparkles. I kind of want to add sparkles. It's just some little exciting effects. Glitter, maybe. Oh, that's just glittery glitter. That's not exact. Oh, whoops! Don't do that. Hold on. Wrong layer. Let's try this again. Okay, so this is also sparkly particulate layer, but it's we need to, let's see, brush density. Hold on. Particle density, particle size could probably be a little bigger. If we turn down the density, yeah, there we go. And we could turn up particle size though. There we go. Just a few little shiny bits. Okay, so then we want to, do I want to blur everything separate or together? I kind of want to try blurring everything together, actually. So we're going to put all this in a folder. And we're going to make one solid layer. So now everything is on the same layer. I still have all my layer parts though, so we're good on that. We're going to make a couple of copies of this. Blur, Gaussian blur. Let's make everything real blurry. Like really blurry. Okay, and then we need a big soft brush. And we're going to pull focus back to, nope, what are you doing? Gotta pull focus back here. There we go. So now everything is a little bit blurry. I'm wondering if this flower needs to be out of focus more, actually. Okay, I take it back. We're going back to all of the layers. We're gonna do things a little bit differently. Let me actually copy all of this. And this layer, we're gonna blur this one first. Very good, very nice, very good. This one. Okay. So now Okay, that should work. Now we should be able to combine everything, and then everything should work as I desire now. Because we already have a little bit of a blur. Like, I feel like we could do a little bit more work with these flowers, but for now, that's alright. Let's actually get rid of those. We don't need those. Then let's try this one more time. Alright, well hey, thank you so much for hanging out. You have an excellent rest of your night. Have a good sleep. I'll catch you later, okay? Do one of those. Then we need to pull focus back here. There we go. And hold on. Squish those together, then we can do a fun thing. Hold on. Effect. Okay, so now we can... Nope, not that one. Let's do a big soft brush right here at our focal point. Make sure that the eyes are very much in focus, and then everything else is just kind of not in focus. There we go. I think we got it. This is all blurred enough. And then... I wonder if we just add the tiniest little bit of... Let's grab... Let me see if we just add the littlest tiniest bit of vivid light on some of these flowers. Just like a little bit more of a glowing effect, maybe. Just tiny little touch of more detail. Just a little bit. I think it works. Oh. Is it like 100% perfect? No, not really. Is it good enough though? I think so. I don't know. What do you guys, denizens? What you think? You like? Smaller so you can actually see the whole thing. There we go. Wow. I feel like we might need maybe a little... Sorry, let me get out of the way for you there. I'm wondering if we need like just a little bit more of a dark chunklet up there. Oh. Thank you for the head pats. Like, we have some crazy saturation with the flowers. If you look at it in black and white... Wait, who stole my hoodie? What? When? When did you steal my hoodie? Eh? Anyway, maximum amount of contrast right here. But then we also have some extremely saturated pops of color. I think it works. I think it works pretty good, actually. Listen, you gotta stop giving stuff to the gnomes. Is this done? I think so. Maybe? Maybe. Saving. Oh. Hello, hello. Welcome in, first time chatter. Guys, we got a first time chatter. Can we get some more welcomes in the chat? I think I would add just a little bit more dark right there. Tiny bit of vignetting, tiny bit more darkness by the eyes. No, not that. I think we do need a something right there. That's the problem. Let's see, let's add a little bit and then let's remove from like right there. Yes. Okay, you know what? We're gonna call that done. Oh. Okay, so let's compare to what we did yesterday. This is a very different picture, right? Let's walk through it. Let's look at what we did, yeah? So yesterday we have a lot of movement and a very clear like focal point, but this is very visually it's got something that's appealing, right? What is that something? Do we also have the same thing here? This looks much more like an action-y type pose. Do I like this one better? Do I like this one better? Is it the colors? Is it the colors? Do I like it more because of colors? Maybe it's just the amount of contrast. Okay, hold on. No, we gotta test. We gotta test something. Hold on. I know this picture is done. Enough. Contrast. We gotta check our contrast. We don't have as clearly defined contrast. Here it's all focused in on her face. If you look at this, there's definitely a lot of contrast, but the face is fighting for that. That's why. Okay, so there's a lot of like very bright next to very dark with the fire.
Hey,
so
Isla, you should
one
save.
point that has like there's not just one point that has the maximum amount of contrast like this picture. And that is why this one doesn't look as good to me. I'm very big into the contrast thing. It's very important, right? You need the contrast and you need the colors. So for this, honestly, I'm wondering if some of these colors are too bright. Like saturated, I mean. Just doesn't quite look the same without it, is the thing. Naomi's more in the eye of a storm, right? I mean, it's really good, but imagine if... Hold on. What if... Hold on. Let's just see if we can do the thing. We might have to turn off some of our effect layers so that we can go back through here.
Hello.
Let me just try like one thing really quickly. And we'll set this to soft light. So if we just lighten that up a little bit more, have a little bit more contrast there, then if we go to, let me just try one more thing. Let's grab, what would be our shading color? It'd be like this purple. Okay, there's nothing on this layer, right? That make it better or worse? We set this to multiply and then just make this fairly low percentages. I think our there's a slight there's more of a pull to right here now. So we've just shifted the main focal point just a little bit. It doesn't really look like I changed the colors here too much, but all of this, you kind of focus in just a little bit more right here, which is kind of the goal, the stratagem. Sly Fox, hello. Glad you could make it today. Also, thank you for the brain cell. Actually, hold on. Okay, so it does make it slightly darker. Can we make all of that just a little bit darker? Is that too much? Maybe a little bit? Yeah, hold on. Contemplating. Yeah, that's definitely too much. We don't want to lose all of our detail. However, I don't think with this blend mode, this doesn't really affect the light bits. Where did I have this set to? Okay, so if I turn on all the layers with the effects, do you see it? Do you see how your attention gets drawn back over here? When this is like the focal area now. And then if I turn all this stuff back on, you look back over here. I think we've learned something. Wow. So, can I like grab these layers and just chuck them over here and make it like the best of both worlds? It's like we still have all the stuff. The only problem is that we don't have... The background needs the thing. So what if I grab a selection and a more different selection and this one also, and take this And we copy all of that. And then we put this right there. Can we have all of the things? I think so. Yeah. Where's Fish? Did we not... Wait. Did... The fish cannon's not working anymore. Is that what's happened? Okay, I heard it. Okay, I saw it in the stremb. No, we got it. Oh, in the sparks? Where did I put a fish? Okay, there it is. I think I turned off the layers because they did not... It doesn't really fit, is the problem. I stand out just a little too much. Okay, so... let's turn Fish back off. However... I think that actually does work a little bit better. Oh. We're learning! Guys! We're learning! Are we learning? I think we're learning. And here is the art from today. I do like these colors. Like a lot. And holy contrast, Batman. Wow. Alright. I think we're gonna call it there for today. Do you guys feel like you learned something? So many fish. Anyway, alright, we're gonna call it here for today. Everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with me. Next stream is going to be Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes. So, next stream will be Thursday. Probably... Oh, actually, Thursday, we're gonna be doing an ASMR stream. I'll probably do some drawing, like, traditionally, but ASMR, that's gonna be a thing. It's probably gonna be a little bit scuffed. I'm sure it'll buff out, though. It'll be fine. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to raid YouTube Land Denizens. Thank you very much for joining us today. Unfortunately, you don't get to raid with us, but Twitch Lands, everything is saved. Fear not. Yeah. But yeah, everybody, I will see you Thursday. Okay, let's raid. Bye.